maybe you should explain how we have a right to have children. Yeah. Because it seems to me having a child is as much an imposition as pushing anybody anywhere. Just no doubt about it. Informed consent. Obviously, I would argue that the stupid social standard is just that, a stupid social standard, completely contrived, really out of convenience, necessity even, practicality, because we can't give people a test, or we don't have the balls to give people a test. What does it take to be a responsible human being? What do you have to know? And I guess I would argue it's not how much you know, but knowing that it's not a good idea to drink and drive because, there's this idea that you're going to cause harm, or knowing the real risk or appreciating the risk of certain behavior, maybe knowing exactly what the odds are of, your baby being born with these 7 million liabilities. Every time you have a kid, you enter it in a whole bunch of lotteries. You enter it in the you'll get cancer when you're 6 years old lottery. You enter it in the you get hit by a bus lottery. You enter a whole bunch of genetic lotteries of failure. Elephant man disease and all kinds of disasters are out there. There's no informed consent there, obviously, and I guess that's to me what it is to be responsible. That's what it takes to be a responsible human, is to have enough knowledge and sensibility to be able to act rationally, at least to talk rationally, even if you can't act that way. This acting sometimes is difficult. We have inhibitions and we have a basic nature that makes us not do the right thing. But let's not argue that that's good. That's a good thing. Let's celebrate that about humans, that they're stupid, irrational assholes. We should be encouraging people to rise above their fucking nature. And in a way, you're just kind of celebrating it. Oh, I have an impulse, I have a desire, I have whatever. Well, so what? It's probably crap. And you can understand it as crap. And so again, what's informed consent? I mean, if somebody isn't capable of understanding they're possessed by addiction, well, then they're not really informed, are they? Are any religious people, are they ever capable of informed consent? I mean, they already have an incredibly fucking idiotic delusion in their head that is going to impact every single perception they have. Every knee-jerk reaction of their psychology is going to be dictated by this cultist devotion, to the Jesus that's going to someday make beautiful love with them, or whatever they're hoping for. How can any of those people have informed consent? They can't be informed because they're already misinformed. They're already incredibly deluded. It's deluded consent then. And I guess I'd make this argument that it happens to all of us. We all sit here and say, okay, my life is worth living because we have acclimated to it. We've acclimated to the circumstance. And my argument is we'll acclimate to anything. All right? You give me a next-door neighbor that's, burning Jews or whatever in the oven, and if I can't do anything about it, eventually I'll acclimate to it because I won't let it destroy my life, right? So I'll acclimate to it. And that's how we live our lives. We acclimate to this crap. But we can see it in other people. We can see people acclimating to complete and preposterous, insane suffering. And what's the point? Why? Because we keep celebrating this engine of motivation and desire and sense of unfinishedness that compels all of us to keep marching another step forward. It keeps us hungry every fucking day. That's right, we eat and then we get hungry again. And we inevitably get hungry again. There is a little pool of knowledge, and I don't think it's that big. It's a little pool of knowledge that creates somebody capable of informed consent. If you know these 10 basic truths of our existence, well then maybe you're capable of informed consent because you understand there's implications, you understand they will affect the future, you understand the whole concept of memes, you understand that your psychology is completely, in many ways, arbitrary. What you love and what you hate is arbitrary. All these things are just bullshit. And some of this bullshit doesn't have to be. You don't have to be obedient to it because it was created by a stupid molecule. I'm just going to say that we could all judge each other's decisions and see huge flaw in them when they are made, when we're balancing our desire against some realistic prospect of accomplishment or the realistic definition of failure. We don't analyze situations rationally, intelligently. We analyze them from our sensibility perspective, from what we feel and what we hope. And that kind of crap just really shouldn't be encouraged in human beings. We have to live there. We have to live as the animals we are. But we should contain ourselves in some sort of bubble of rational requirements, some sort of limitation, some string should be attached that doesn't allow us to get out of hand. We should be leashed by rational notions, not silly notions that human beings and their stupid aspirations add up to a motherfucking thing. All the silliness that's been done in the name of art, come on. Unless you can demonstrate some rational reason why you need to perpetuate your genetic code into the future, why you need to create a new human being, and be able to explain how you're accounting for the risk and for the downside and for the fact that there is no informed consent for that new individual. He doesn't get to say yes or no. He doesn't get to say to you ahead of time or voice an opinion, let you understand that maybe he doesn't appreciate you playing a game with his destiny. Yeah, that you'd really have to come up with some sort of rational argument, and there isn't going to be one, but I'm just saying that should be the obligation. You shouldn't just be able to say, I want to, without explaining how you have appreciated the risk, and that somehow you have the wherewithal, the credibility to say, I'm entitled to take the risk with somebody else's welfare.